Hey guys, this is Richard again here in lovely Austin, Texas. Today we're going to put in 2 new garage doors. I've already got it prepped, old ones taken out, put some new trim on. FYI, if you guys are out there plan on or thinking about putting in new garage doors, this vinyl seal trim doesn't come with the door. But I would definitely, look into getting that because that's going to give your door a nice overall seal. But like I said, I got the 2 openings ready. Got the 2 new doors right there. Got my little workstation set up, tracks. So first thing you want to do is unpackage those sections. So now you can see we got the sections unpackaged, got all the plastic straps and everything. If you come over here, we got the hardware boxes. The next thing you want to do, that I like to do, is just go through and sort everything out. Put everything where it needs to go, even down to the nuts and bolts package. I sort out everything just so that way I don't have to go through and just continue to do another step and find things for that step. There's a lot of guys that do it differently. That's fine. This is how I do it. So like I said, the next step is taking your hardware box, sorting out all your hinges, and just laying them out. And I'll show you here in a minute what that looks like. Here we go. Get everything sorted and laid out. Looks a little confusing right at the moment, but it's not too bad. Let me show you. I like to put things kind of how they're going to go. So the first one's going to be the bottom fixture and the number 1. Now on these hinges, they're labeled 1, 2, 3, and your top. Your top looks like this. It's the funny looking one. That goes on the very top section. So I got 4 lags per side, 4 of these long screws. That's for your track. I'll show you your track here in a minute. Bag of nut and bolts for your horizontal track. I get that stuff all ready to go. 3 hinges for the center. And like I said, I get everything laid out, ready to go. So once it's time to do it, you don't stop for anything. So our next step is going to be putting in the first section. So let me get that prepped and ready to go and check it out here in a minute. Yeah, so back to the hinges. I got like 3 panels in this door stacked up. As you can see, 3 of them. Very, very important. Like I said, with the number 1, 2, and 3 hinges, first section right here is going to be a number 1, second section 2, third section 3. It's easy like that. Don't be putting 3s here and 2s or 1s up here. 1, 2, 3. Now we got a top section to put in. Of course, like I said, it looks like this funky bracket here, and I'll show you in a minute how that goes on. Also, with these vertical tracks here, vertical tracks are these guys. I got one standing up over here in the corner for this door. But vertical track brackets kind of work the same way as hinges. So at the very bottom of that bracket or track, your first bracket is going to be a number 7. Next one will be number 8. There's only 2 brackets, so lowest to highest. And then you got this bracket here. They call that a flag bracket, L bracket, whatever. 2 nuts and bolts, connects in the 2 top holes. So that's your vertical track. I know I'm throwing kind of steps together and everything, but at least this will be here for you. Nuts and bolts here. When I'm sorting my hardware, you're going to have some plastic bags that you're dumping nuts and bolts out of. For the vertical track and the horizontal track, the curvy part, that's called the horizontal track. I like to get the nuts and bolts just ready to go. So it's going to take 3 of these guys, and those are 3/8. Use a 9/16 socket wrench to tighten those, and these are a 7/16 socket wrench. You need 2 for track, 3 for the upper portion of the track. And I use those spare bags instead of throwing them in the trash. I just, put everything in the bag so that way when you lay it over here to do your step, right over here, you can just, pick the bag up off the floor and you can just dump them in your door there. Now you're ready to attach everything up here, and you got it all. So let me get some of those horizontals going, and I'll show you what that looks like. There's the horizontal tracking right there. So once you got your horizontal tracking up, and as you get up here, this is how it all ties together. Here's the vertical track, here's the horizontal, there's the splice. So that's what this little L bracket, or the flag bracket's for. It's got the slots, that's where the nuts and bolts go. This little bracket right here is where your spring tube will go through. This is called a end bearing bracket. So just get a glance right there at how that mounts. 2 nuts and bolts, there's 1, there's 2. I like to make it look nice and nice and vertical with the rest of the lines, make it look nice and neat. But that's how that mounts. Now we got the tracking in, we got 3 of the panels. We're ready to put it in that top section. Voila, top section is in. So it's just a matter of me physically holding it up there, putting it against the wall, kind of putting some pressure against it, laying this, there's your funky hinge, top section hinge I was talking about, the top hinge. I just kind of lay it in the door there, so that way when I'm up here pushing against this panel, holding it in place with my other hand, I can reach down here, grab this, put it where I need to be, and screw it in. But to get an idea, that's about your spacing from top of your door to the top of this bracket. That's close. It doesn't have to be exact science, just somewhere in that neighborhood. But yeah, there we go. Now, nextly, we're going to put up the spring line, the torsion spring. Yeah. All right, so here's the torsion spring. These little guys here are called drums. They actually say right around on the lip over here, LH, meaning left-hand side. Same over here, you got the 2. These are the right-hand side. And you can see they got spray painted black. It's kind of universal in the garage door world, meaning a right-hand side. Red means left-hand side. As you can see on our springs themselves, they got red paint, which means left-hand spring. And how we know that is we look at the end of the spring right here, okay? So the end of that spring, it needs to be going up. If it is going down, let's flip it around. Let's say you put the springs together and this little coil right there is pointing downward, and you start winding that thing up, you're gonna find out real fast something's wrong. So make sure that guy is pointing upwards. We're gonna mount it up there. But how we do this, I just take this spring, loosen up those 2 set screws right there. Take one of these shafts, hard to do with one hand, sorry guys. So take one of these shafts, take the spring, put it, slide that shaft through there, just like that. These two guys right here are called your spring bracket, center spring bracket. So this is how this goes on. We'll go to the other side. Get this spring bracket, get this pipe through there. Just like so. Slide this guy all the way down. Just like that. We got the two spring nuts and bolts right here. We're going to put them through the hole right there. And attach the nut right there. Like I said, bear with me, one-handed, I'm sorry guys. But when you're watching this video, putting a door together, you can always pause it. That's the beauty of cell phones or technology. So there we go. And then once we get it up here, you'll tighten these guys up. So once you got those two on there, take your drum, slide it on just like that. Don't have to tighten it down. Come get you another one. Slide that guy on. So there you go. You got one spring line ready to go up. We're putting it right up there. So here in a second, I will show you what it looks like. So we got the spring line up there. And basically, you just feed that tube through the end bearing, slide it through on the other side. Once I get it in there, I slide those drums over like that, because they're gonna need to be over here anyways. So now we got the spring. What you want to do is take your two lags. I like to use long ones, so that way I know I'm reaching something back here. I use an Impact right here, Craftsman. Everybody else has their own favorite brand. I don't know. It's always worked for me. Craftsman Impact though. So the spring line up here, you can see there's two slots up bottom. And basically, just take that spring line and just, put it against the wall and run your two screws, one on the bottom, one on the top. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Yeah, I got it nice and screwed to the wall there. Top one, bottom one. And that thing is, it's on there. So don't forget 9/16 socket. You want to tighten those guys up. Do not forget. I mean, there's installers out there that forget, and those nuts work loose. Spring comes attached. I mean, I've seen it all. So make sure those are nice and tight. Next thing we want to do is wrap up the cabling on the sides. You got your cabling right here, so we're going to tie it up, get it all fixed to the drum. You might want to do your research on how to do this. I'm just going to do it. There's a ton of info out there on how to wrap that cabling. But that's the next step. Here we go. All right, we got the cabling all tight, ready to go. As you can see, this one's nice and tight as well. Just to give you a quick rundown how to do that. 7/16 wrench, that's what I use. I like to have about 3 fingerfuls of shaft sticking out of or tube pipe sticking out of the end. That gives us plenty. Push this drum all the way over and tighten those 2 set screws down. Once you do that, grab this cable. At the end of this cable is a little knob that fits right into there. Fit it in there and wrap that cable around the back. You can see it's got grooves. So just follow the groove, wrap it around. And once you get it wrapped around, just hold it hand tight, kind of put some tension on that cable, and take a pair of vice grips and lock it against the wall. Once you lock it against the wall with those vice grips, you can let go and it's going to stay where you had it set. And like I said, hand tight. Then you move over here And instead of tightening these guys down first, wrap your cable around the drum. Wrap that around first. Hold it hand tight. And then tighten these guys down. Then that one's set. And that's pretty much how you set your cable. The next part is to wind up the torsion spring. Now that is the part that I would love for you guys to please research and know what you're doing before you do this, because that thing will give you a bad day real fast. So I'm gonna wind it up and get this door open, because it's hotter than heck here in Texas. Have it, guys. The door's open. So pretty much that's the gist of installing a garage door. No matter how big they all are pretty much the same, how they go together. Back to the spring, winding it up. I use like steel bars, steel rods. You know, most of us door guys, this is what we use. Don't be using screwdrivers or, you know, something like that. That's just plain stupid, because you're gonna get hurt. So steel rods about the length of a drumstick. Rock and roll. We got this thing installed. Definitely, this was a good job to show you how to put in a garage door. If you got any questions, please comment, because I answer the comments like a text message. I mean, you guys are super important. I love doing these videos to kind of show you guys, you know, the side of garage doors. It's nothing too flashy or fancy, but it is what it is. Everybody's got a garage door, just about. And at some point, you're going to have to mess with the stupid thing. So always check out my channel. Please hit the like button up here and subscribe to me. I would love it. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.